Hey everyone. Hello, Eileen. Welcome to our As Above Academy space, our chat space, where we sit and we chat. Um, it's kind of a one-way chat in a way, because I'm the one speaking, and hopefully, when you're all here and you have some thoughts about the things that I'm sharing, feel free to chat on the little chat window because that's kind of fun to see where everybody is, where they're all at. So last time I was here, I was chatting a little bit about who we are, like who is As Above Academy, and there's a particular set of distinctions. Which Quiverton Gatsby, welcome. There are a set of distinctions that I'm just been enjoying so much. And they're the I, the we, and the all. We call them spaces. And I spoke a little bit in detail last time about the I space, that sovereign state, who I am as a human being in everything else that's going on in the world. And and today, what I would like to look at with you is that next section, the we space. And I have a confession about the we space. I am just learning how to love the we space. I think that I am a person that would be okay being by myself more than not. I don't crave the connection of others. And I don't know if it was because as a child I loved to play with others and we would play games, and I had a really fun time engaging with all of my friends. But something changed when I became an adult, and it might have been because as a young person I was I don't, am I going to call it luck? I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. I was privileged to step into that arena of the world of entertainment, movies, TV, commercials, modeling, all that at a very young age. And it was before it was like a thing that everybody was doing. I think in the last 20, 25 years, it's become a thing that anybody can be a part of. You can have your 15 minutes of fame, as Andy Warhol predicted that we all would have. He's prescient, you know. So was his art, actually. And so in those days, it was kind of rare for like a country girl growing up in New Jersey to, have the opportunity to be on commercials or do things like that. And something happened, I think, when I started doing that, because I noticed that my friends kind of stepped away from me. There was this conversation about who people were that were in that world, and less relatable, like kind of like you think you're special or you are special or whatever the thoughts were. And I think it caused me to be separated from my peers. And this is just occurring to me right here in this moment, because I'm trying to understand, why do I love being by myself more than I like being in crowds? I will say though, when I find my people or my person, I love being with them. But I do really resonate with my own downtime. I need my own downtime, and it generally is downtime in the world of nature. That's where I find my greatest recharge, is in nature. You've heard me speak about this probably many times, and you will probably hear me in the future speak about this, because it's my juice, and it's where I get my energy. It's where I recharge. It's where my savings account gets replenished. And so looking at the we space, getting back to that conversation, what does that look like? Like, I can ask myself this question right now. What would it be like for me to desire a we space? versus feeling like I have to be in a we space. Like, what would it be like if I actually was drawn to wanting to be with others? What would that look like? And I have had the experience, I have to say, in As Above Academy, and I've been with this group of people, and people have come and people have gone, but there's been a core group of people here for 7 years now. And I think when I'm with them, there is something that speaks to what it looks like to have that sense of wanting to be with others in the most kind of pure form, like in the way that you want to be with them, that you are drawn to that space. And I have to say, I have made some beautiful new friends in that space, like the kind I'll have forever. Like that idea that something in your life is either what is that saying again? A moment, a season, a lifetime, right? And I have found lifetime relationships in that. So I have to say that although I think I'm a solid person, a solitary person, I probably am looking at that through the lens of how little work can I do to be with another person in a relationship? Like how much civility, congeniality, like resonance, like essence sharing, like that state of hey, welcome, like really being able to be with the other soul, like Eileen's putting soulfully. How can I be with someone whose soul allows me to be with them, and they don't have to change me and I don't have to change them, but we can add to each other, right? We can contribute to each other. And I probably never really experienced that in any of the work spaces that I was in. I think I found some isolated, connections with people, but it wasn't like, wow, I can't wait to get to work today because I want to be with those people. And so I think that that is available to me in this space called As Above Academy, but it's available to me when I allow myself to be open enough to another person's soul. And I am a little bit choosy, like my parameters of acceptance of things that I will tolerate to be around. I'll tolerate anything, but I may not want to be around it, right? So whatever I want to tolerate, I think that I'm really learning from the beauty and the wisdom of this shared group experience in the As Above Academy community. I'm learning what a true we space has the potential for. And I don't know why it brings tears to my eyes. Because probably if I'm really bottom level honest, I do want to be with other people. I just find them so much work sometimes. And why do I find them work? Maybe it isn't them. Maybe it's me, right? Like I get to look at the mirror. What's the mirror telling me? If I feel that way about them, then what is it that I'm doing that I'm making it so hard for myself to be with others, right? And I know that as I've gotten older, I've become a little bit more choosy. Is that a good word? I'm not sure. I'd rather spend time alone than to be in a situation with others that does not contribute. I think some of it has to do with contributing to each other. Like there was a person that we knew, my husband and I knew. Her name was Naomi, and she got to the point in her life, and she did a lot of personal growth, and she got to the point in her life, and that's how we met her, through personal growth courses. But she got to the point where she said she wasn't interested in being in we spaces, she didn't call them that, but in collective we spaces with others, unless there were life-altering conversations going on. That's big. That takes something, right? That might take some energy. And I think that to build into that, I want to be in spaces where we're congenially loving who we are all being with each other, and that we are open to being influenced by another, not closed off, like not already decided, oh, this is how it has to look. And so I guess I'm working on building my own parameters of allowance or acceptance, right? We have these 5 values in the As Above Academy community, and I really love them. They're wholeness, attunement, compassion, co-creation, and intimacy. And if I look at those 5 values, I get to look at how do they live in a we space, right? The we space for me is important in the intimacy value, because I want to feel that I can just relax there, right? Yeah, and Eileen, that's great. She was sharing here what you choose of a higher value to you than either what you accept or just tolerate. I'd love to hear some more about that, Eileen. That's an interesting next step to hear what your thoughts are on this, because that's the other thing. I've heard all my stories. So I want to continue nurturing my curiosity about others. And I'll have my boundaries. If my curiosity leads me to a place where we're going down a path that's that's like deeply antithetical to what my belief system is, I'll be there, but I won't nourish it. I won't continue it. And I won't disregard it for the other person, but I'm learning how I don't have to be a part of it if it just doesn't resonate, right? If it doesn't vibrate for me, because I don't want to work that hard anymore. I don't know why I ever agreed to work that hard in the beginning, but I'm really recognizing I don't want to work that hard. Yeah, and I love all the things in the chat are really cool. Like spending time in the we space has a high energy cost. Oh my gosh, so true, so true. And so the selectiveness, yes, being selective in those spaces. And I'm able to be more thoughtful around selection than I was when I was younger. Like, did you ever go to parties when you were younger and you go, I don't know why I'm going to the party, but there's going to be free food, free booze, and maybe I'll meet someone, right? Especially when you're single. Go to all the free parties, or any party that you're invited to, or crash a party that you even hear about. And so being in that space, going to a party when I was younger, was because I didn't know. I didn't know yet what I wanted my partnerships to look like, what I wanted my co-creative spaces to look like, what I wanted to look like to be intimate with someone, what I wanted to look like, what I wanted to attune with, right? And just referring back to those earlier values, I didn't understand all that. And so I was more open just to have the spaghetti on the wall, right? Throw it on the wall and see what sticks. But I will tell you, more than not, I would come home going, oh, that was boring, or didn't meet anyone new. And I think it's because some of the conversations in those spaces were really like, what are you up to now? What are you doing next? And it was kind of like, a little bit competitive. I love those spaces where we're not like checking in on what I've just accomplished or what I'm going to accomplish. I love the area of what makes you smile, what challenged you this week, what new things did you learn, like that's the kind of we spaces I'm hungry for, because it will take energy. It will take my focus to be on somebody else, not myself, when I'm in a we space. So I want to get a win from it too. I want to get something from it too. And I think this is the other thing. This is really, really critical. Whenever I am going to do something, probably for myself first, but I'm thinking in the we space today. So let's talk about that. Whenever I'm willing to go into a we space, I have recognized, and I didn't come up with this. This was kind of like shown to me in some personal growth stuff that I did. But I recognized that if I don't have something more that I'm going to get from being in that space, if I don't get more from it than I'm giving or being asked from, I'm probably not going to want to come back. I'm probably not going to want to do that again. I'm probably not going to follow through. And I've recognized I got to want something out of it that I get. So it's okay when I go into a we space that I have something for myself that I will gain from it, right? Yeah. I mean, Eileen is sharing about playing the martyr. Don't go into spaces. I used to do this, going into spaces and going, what can I give to this space? Or what does the space want from me? I didn't even know. What did I want from the space? I probably just didn't want to put the time and effort into figuring it out. I'm that kind of person. I like to just go and be in a space and kind of feel it out. And I don't even know if I'm any one of those like highly sensitive people. I think I have good intuition though. I think I can guess a room when I walk into it. I have a good intuition about people, and I think I've gotten better because I'm less judgmental. I used to be super judgmental about my intuition about other people. Oh, that person is that, or oh, look at what they just said. That means they're this. I can be with those things now, and they still land in the intuitive space in my world. I just allow them not to have a judgment yet on them. I'm staying a little more open to see, because, by the way, I've been wrong. Not a lot, but I have been wrong about certain things, and I want to at least give everyone a chance. But I'm giving less chances to people when they keep doing the same thing over and over again, and I recognize that, and then I can just come in with just grace, especially if I don't have a choice about being around somebody. But I can be grace in the space. So however they're showing up, and probably they're not going to change. I think self-awareness is the thing that gives us the first step towards choosing something new. And I think that that's an underdeveloped muscle in people's world. I don't think they understand how much true control, because that's being aware is a form of control, because you're aware now. You know something that you don't have to let run you, unknowingly, right? Default mechanism running. Yeah, the signals. Eileen's talking about the signals, not the stories. Right. Like that other thing too I learned about how I can see something happen and then my mind will say something about it. And when I was a little younger, it would have a big story that I would make up. And the story was true until it was proven not. And what I love now is that I can see something, I can have a thought around it. I can also just hold it though and go, maybe, maybe not. Let's find out. And then there'd be other steps to take to find out if what I said was true about something. Sometimes it's just being patient and being quiet. And taking a breath in and just being with, okay, that happened. So now what? Right? So the we space, I didn't go hardly into any of it. It's a spectacular place for co-creation, for finding out what is happening in the world larger than yourself, to see things bounce back and go, does that resonate? Oh, wow, I've had that too. They're having that too. Where are we going to go from here with that? And it can give me an opportunity to be more loving, because I see that other people might be going through things too, that I can access in myself. Where do I feel compassion for that? Where do I even have empathy, right? Where does that feel familiar? And then it will also help me develop how to be with the dissonance. Dissonance is a big one for me. I'm still working on that one. So I haven't graduated. I've heard people many times use that idea. I have not graduated, so I'm happy to be an active member of the learning community of humanity, of the human world. Yeah, the learning space. Stay in the learning space, and the backbone of learning for me is staying curious. When I had some friends in this community here, this As Above a community, start really using the word, I'm really curious about that. Like they'd be in dialogue with each other, and somebody would say, I'm really curious, and I thought, what does that mean? But I got what it meant. It was, instead of making my opinion known or questioning their opinion, I just got more. They brought in the idea of curiosity, and I'm loving it. I mean, try it out today. Instead of making a statement about something that you may not be sure on, or you may not be sure about what the person said, say, I'm really curious. Could you say more about that? Like, try that on. That's pretty cool. And let them speak, to the space. All right, loved ones, this has been great. I could go on for, another 10, 15, 20 minutes. And maybe next week I will. Thank you for joining today. And next week, next time I'm here, or somebody else in this Twitch world, the Twitch universe. Thank you, everybody, too. Thank you. Yes, in this Twitch universe, we're going to talk about that all space. So it's the I space, the we space, which we touched on today, and the all space. And I'm just giving you guys just a taste. If you're more curious, go to As Above Academy and find out more about us. And we're on some of the social media sites, and we have some great videos out, and we have a website. You can see some of the things that we're offering to people to be in deeper dialogue around. Join us. We would love to see you. Take care. Dream here now.